Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you Grotmish Day 24, hopefully on Day 24. We'll see what happens. But just real quick, wanted to look over Champions of Fenris. If you're new around here, I am not proficient in Space Marine, and that's why this one won't have, like some of the other ones, tabs to interesting things you can do. I'll leave that to the professionals. But I figured I've done all the others. Let's just finish it out strong. So, if you are new around here, as I've seen, some people wonder where everybody's looking and getting all these information and rules. That would be Warhammer Community Downloads. We are looking at today's Space Wolves Champions of Fenris. It will be under Grotmist Detachments. So, let's talk about Champions of Fenris. Looking over it quickly, I'll let anybody watching this know it's not the bee's knees. It's not that bad. It's not that good. It's what happened with Votan, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of things that you would like, but not necessarily the things that you would need per se. So, the Great Wolf Watches. At the end of your opponent's charge phase, each Adeptus Astartes infantry and Adeptus Astartes walker unit from your army that is within 3 inches of one or more enemy units and would be eligible to declare a charge against one or more of those units can declare a charge against one or more of those units, and you resolve that charge as if it were your charge phase. If that charge is successful, your unit does not receive any charge bonus this turn. While Adeptus Astartes Terminators units from your army are not battle shocked, add one to the OC characteristic of models in those units. You can include Space Wolves, but not other chapters. Alright, point blank period. A weirder heroic intervention as the detachment rule for most of your army is interesting. I'm intrigued by the idea, but I don't know how I'm intrigued by the execution. Uh, the fact that it's also on a walker, it would be interesting to see if Bjorn actually gets a lot more annoying with the Vect. I'm sorry, the Lord of Deceit aura. So that'd be interesting to see, but I don't think it's going to be the thing that knocks things down. But, you know, maybe somebody can do a really funny uh, Dreadnought situation, I guess. As for Terminators getting +1 OC while they're not battle shocked, an odd choice. A welcome choice, I guess. I don't really know why Terminators need more OC. I understand that this seems to be telling you, hey, you're bulky enough to stand somewhere, but I don't know if that's the thing that drives everything home because you still can't really function with giant bricks of Terminators, both from a footprint standpoint and the fact that it's just expensive. So, I don't know. It feels odd. Like they did throw the dogs a bone, but I don't know. So, Wolves Wisdom, onto the enhancement, sorry. Wolves Wisdom, 30 points. Adeptus Astartes infantry model only. The Bearish unit can declare a charge against one or more units within 6 inches instead of 3 inches when using the Great Wolf Watch's detachment rule. That's cool. I would prefer if that was a stratagem or maybe an enhancement that's like pick 3 models, something like that. Um, I don't know. This is definitely a detachment that I'd have to see it play out because on one hand, like you're never going to activate this shit against Tau. Well, okay, maybe you will if everybody starts playing Auxiliary Cadre, right? But like probably not Astra Militarum, not Tau. Of course, like not the shooty armies, the ones that don't want to engage with Space Wolves anyway, right? Now, will you be able to engage against the Legion of Excess with Shalaxi or the World Eaters one or the Corn Demons one? Yeah, you will be able to engage other melee armies, but I don't think this necessarily shores up the things that you already were going to have a hard time with. Foe's Fate, 15 points. Adeptus Astartes Terminator, model only. Each time an enemy unit, excluding monsters and vehicles, within engagement range of the bear's unit falls back, all models in that enemy unit must take a desperate escape test. When doing so, if the enemy unit is battle shocked, subtract 1 from each of those tests. don't really know why there's a lot of fallback things across the Grotmist detachments. Um, really don't know what GW plans to move the game towards because, quite frankly, not everything wants to fall back, and it doesn't happen nearly as often. Like, yeah, when it happens, again, if this was a strat, like in the case of World Eaters, that's more applicable. But for 15 points as a points filler, this could be 10 or 5, right? Like, this could just be if they happen to fall back off of my unit and I spent 1995 points, yeah, I'll take it on one of the Terminators. But odd. Fangrune Pendant. 15 points. Terminator model only also. The bearer's unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it fell back. Again with the falling pack. Um, Out of all the things we've seen, I'm really not understanding how much. I think, actually, I'll put it this way. It seems that GW has recognized that movement wins games. And even though that's not necessarily a groundbreaking revelation, it seems like that is very getting pushed a little bit more in the fact of which it's, well, we need to give armies ways to move around the board, and instead of giving shit like advance in charge to already melee intensive armies, which then gets a little bit out of hand, you have to make it a little bit tamer with fallback in charge, and we can't necessarily give you straight up heroic for everybody, but if we give heroic for most people and then make it a shittier heroic, it may be, right? Long Strider, 20 points, Adeptus Astartes model only. You can reroll charge rolls made for the Bears unit. 20 points, that's fine. Again, I just wish that this was cheaper. For 20 points, you don't necessarily. I mean, it gives me the same problem as. Shoot, I'm blanking on what it's actually called, but in Crusher Stampede Tyrannage, it's like, yeah, you can spend points for a 4-up to possibly fight on death. It's like, no, if I'm spending points, why is it a fucking 4-up? If I'm spending 20 points, why is it reroll charges? Like, that should just be over here. And then maybe put this over here. Like, swap these two. Then going on to the stratagems. Prey Taker's Eye. You're shooting with a fight phase. One Adeptus Astartes infantry unit that has not been selected to shoot or fight. Get lethal hits or sustained hits 1 on weapons until the end of the phase. That's fine. Everybody likes that. Killing Hell. Your opponent's command phase. 1 Adeptus Astartes Terminator unit from your army. Each enemy unit within 6 inches of your unit must take a battle shock test, subtracting 1 from that test if that unit is below half strength. Okay. I like that more than when I think I read it on first read. I definitely lazily said, oh, it's just, alright, everybody within engagement range. But within 6 inches is your opponent's command phase. So they can't auto pass it. Huh. I wonder what they're planning where it's 6 inches. Like, yeah, if this plays off of the detachment rule, right? If you are in a world where you have engaged, you still have something living out of a Terminator unit, that's fine, but interesting. Armor of Contempt is Armor of Contempt. Stalking Wolves, your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. One Adeptus Astartes infantry unit from your army that was selected as a target. Gain stealth for the unit. Cool. Stealth is also fine. Would have been better if it was like -1 to hit for shooting and fight phase, but stealth is fine. Runes of Claiming, end of your command phase. 1 Adeptus Astartes infantry or Adeptus Astartes walker unit from your army. Sticky objectives, again, people would like to have sticky, so it's fine. Onrushing Storm, end of your opponent's fight phase. 1 Adeptus Astartes Terminator squad from your army that is not within engagement range of 1 more enemy units. Remove your unit from the battlefield and place it into strategic reserves. Don't know why it's specifically Terminators. Don't know why. I mean, I guess. And the fact is, like, yeah, Terminators up, down. Stick them around. End of your opponent's fight phase, you go up. Put them down somewhere else. Hopefully, a charge happens some way somehow. You engage, chilling, howl, or whatever the fuck. Onrushing Storm is a little too restrictive. I think I said the same thing for the Blood Angels, where it's like, okay, I don't really get why you want it to, like, if you're going to do jump pack, then make it that the Sanguinor gets a better one. I think you just go all out and make them all jump pack. Same with Terminator squads. I don't know. I feel like you could have done jump pack, and on top of that, it's just we've had other things go up and down, and this don't necessarily need fly. Like in the big hunt detachment, it is a beast snagger unit that can just go up and away. So I don't know. I feel like if you're going to put this, it needs to be less restrictive. So that's all of it. It's just a very tame detachment. The detachment rule, I think the biggest thing is that the detachment rule is so safe. Like, it's, in theory, it would be nice, but it's 3 inches is kind of nothing. You have people trying to act like the Corn Demons that can deep strike 9 are just never going to get engaged with because it's 6 inches. So this one, making it so that everything, including like walkers, yeah, that's fine. Give them heroic, but 3 inches is a little too shy, and they don't get any charge bonus. So you have to make sure that whatever you are heroic intervening has some way of offsetting that to make it worth a damn. But yeah, it's just all very safe, and I think that's where it is. It's gonna feel weird to try to use it because it's a very just Swiss Army knife situation. It's like, oh, okay, I could use some lethal hits. I could use some stealth. I could use a battle shock test somehow. Sticky's nice, and an uppy downy is also nice. Just it's just very safe. So yeah, if you liked the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment, and until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.